He's ready.
Go ahead and you can ask your question.
Why was it important for you to come here and see this in person?
It's important to be here today because HUD is supportive of FEMA's efforts during this recovery process. I want the folks of San Marcos to know that this is important to us, to make sure that folks who were dislocated because of the flooding have a place to call home. And everyone is working hard to ensure that this community gets back up on its feet as soon as possible. HUD is proud to be a part of that effort.
What do you want the residents who live here to know?
What I want the residents who lived here to know, and will live here soon again, is that we're working very hard in collaboration with the mayor, with the housing authority, with FEMA, to make sure that they can get back into these units as soon as possible.
Being from San Antonio yourself and seeing these, and being familiar with floods over there, how does this compare and what are your thoughts on it?
Of course, I'm familiar with the kinds of floods that we can have here in South Central Texas. For me, it's just a reminder that it takes strong collaboration between our local leaders, the mayor, the housing authority, and FEMA and HUD. It takes resources. It takes an understanding that people's lives have been turned upside down, and so everyone is working as hard and as quickly as they can to make sure that people can come back to normal as soon as possible.
What do you think about this progress?
There's some very good progress that I see here, and I'm encouraged by the sense of purpose that FEMA and the Housing Authority have to make sure that people can get back in as soon as possible.
Any concern about folks coming back to a place that flood again?
I definitely understand the concern about the location of these homes in the floodplain. At the same time, we want to make sure that folks have a place to call home, that they can come back and lead normal lives. That's something to look at in the future as new housing is done where it's located. For HUD, we're making investments across the country so that communities can shore up their housing against the effects of natural disasters like flooding. So there are different ways to approach this. And we welcome the conversation with the mayor and with our housing authority about how we can be helpful, hopefully to help ensure that this doesn't happen again.
What was your response when you first saw the first news reports coming out and you knew that Central Texas was flooded? And you started to see the pictures and see what had happened here?
You have to understand that when I think about San Marcos, I think about the future. Y'all represent the future of Texas and the United States. It's one of the fastest growing communities in the country, if not the fastest. Young, forward-looking, and at the same time very vulnerable because of where it sits geographically. And as the former mayor of San Antonio, I have a connection to this area. So I took this one personally, and I wanted to make sure that I got out here to let everybody know that HUD is going to do its part today and in the future.
With the growth you mentioned in San Marcos and the Austin area in general, affordability is a huge issue. What would you say as the HUD secretary to guide that conversation about how to maintain affordability while prices and demand is going up?
We see a rental affordability crisis everywhere in the United States, and it's incumbent upon HUD to continue to invest resources to make affordable housing possible, like our home dollars and CDBG dollars, Treasury's low-income housing tax credit. It's also necessary for local leadership to do good land use planning, to make sure that there is ample land and opportunity for people to develop housing affordably. And that becomes more and more difficult in a place like San Marcos that's just grown tremendously.
Okay, any more questions? Thank you, everybody.